And third is my continuation of recitation in Cool Regs, Rule 38, exemptions. Any vessel or class of vessel, provided that she complies with the requirements of internal regulations for prevailing collision at sea, 1960, the keel of which is laid or which is at a corresponding stage of construction before the entry into force of these regulations may be exempted from compliance therewith as follows. Section A, the installation of lights with range prescribed in Rule 22 until 4 years after the date of entry into the force of these regulations. Section B, the installation of lights with color specification as prescribed in Section 7 of Annex 1 of these regulations until 4 years after the date of entry into force of these regulations. Section C, the repositioning of lights as a result of conversion from imperial to metric units and rounding of measurements, figures permanent exemption. Section D1, the repositioning of masthead lights on vessels of less than 150 meters in length, resulting to the prescription of Section 3A of Annex 1 to these regulations permanent exemption. Section 2, the repositioning of masthead lights of vessels of 150 meters or more in length, resulting from prescriptions of Section 3A of Annex 1 to these regulations until 9 years after the date of entry into force of these regulations. Section E, the repositioning of masthead lights resulting from prescriptions of Section 2B of Annex 1 to these regulations until 9 years after the date of entry into the force of these regulations. Section F, repositioning of side lights resulting from the prescription of Section 2G and 3B of Annex 1 to these regulations until 9 years after the date of entry into the force of regulations. Section G, the requirements for sound signals appliances prescribed in Annex 3 to these regulations until 9 years after the date of entry into the force of these regulations. Section F, the repositioning of all-around light resulting from the prescription of Section 9B of Annex 1 to these rules permanent exemption.